KTLCO Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school volleyball, where the Newton Indians will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Superior Aluminum, and NK Telco. You're looking live at the Blair Stevens Gymnasium. My name is Brandon Coburn, alongside me, Tanya Hammonds. And Tanya, regular season finale here tonight for the Russia Raiders. We're taking on the Newton Indians out of the Western Ohio Athletic Conference. And Tanya, you take a look at this team coming in with an impressive 15-5 record. They placed third in the Western Ohio Athletic Conference, coming here and challenging themselves facing the Raiders tonight.
You know, Brandon, this team has picked up their schedule a little bit, where you see them coming into Russia to play, and they traveled over to Fairlawn last Tuesday night. Those are not easy places to play, to go to Shelby County League when they're facing the kind of competition that they're facing.
Aaron, take a look at this team. You know, they got the fourth seed in the Detroit sectional, so they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. You know, this is a potential matchup in the district finals, like we talked about. You know, but they're going to have to get through a good Fairlawn team who defeated them the other night, and we'll see what happens. You know, the Raiders are have an easy kind of crawl to probably the district finals, would be my guess. But yeah, this is a great matchup. The Indians had a lot of success last year, so coming into this year, they had high expectations, and they're exceeding them.
And the Raiders, on the other hand, they're at 11-10, closing out their regular season here, and they lost a tough game to Laramie the other night, but you know Laramie's a consensus really #1 team in the state right there, probably up next to New Bremen as well. They're kind of battling out for the top two teams in the state, but looking to end on a positive note here on senior night.
It's, you know, they did have a rough one the other night, and that's just the type of game where you just tip your hat and said, you were better than us. You know, Laramie has a ton of experience back. But the Raiders have, I think, exceeded expectations this year. I think this is kind of where a lot of people thought they might end up, about 500. You know, 11-10 right now, can push it to 12-10. They make a good run in the tournament with not a lot of experience. So this Raider team's got a lot to look forward to. Unfortunately, tonight they're going to honor their 4 seniors that they're going to lose after this season, and especially Ronnie Cooling and Carly Scott. And, you know, and Emma Dayport stepped up and did a fantastic job setting this year. So, and CM Bell rounds off that foursome. So it'll be fun, and we'll be sad to see these seniors go.
Well, step aside, I'll have the national anthem, I'll have the starters, and the keys here next on NK Telco Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Back here on NK Telco Sports as we get ready for our lineups here. Our starters for Newton, number 5, SD Rapp.
Number 14, Olivia Rapp.
Number 9, Santa Montgomery. Number 11, Kylie Velkoff. Number 12, Ava Rapp. Number 14, Olivia Rapp. Number 18, Bella Hall. And the libero is Ani Gill. The head coach is for Newton is Danita Rapp. She is assisted by Maddie Westfall and Blair Worley.
Number 10, Cora Dosek.
We'll just go through their non-starters. Again, honoring their 4 seniors tonight, they are Samantha Bell, Emma Daypor, Ronnie Poland, and Carly Scott. Been a part of 3 consecutive district championships as we go through the Raiders starters. Number 1, freshman Celeste Borchers.
Number 12, freshman Hazel Francis.
Number 12, freshman Hazel Francis.
Libero for the Raiders is number 0,
Libero, number 0, Courtney Flippo. Introducing their seniors for their last game here at Claire. Number 2, Carly Scott. Number 3, Samantha Bell.
Number 4, senior Ronnie Poling.
Number 4, Ronnie Poling. Number 5, senior Emma Dayport. The Raiders are coached by Aaron Watkins, assisted by David Strunk and Allie Hafer. Should have a good battle here tonight on hand here at the Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium as these two teams slap hands and wish each other good luck here tonight, as it should be a good battle here on NK Telco Sports between the two schools here tonight. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keel Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First for the Newton Indians.
Thanks, Brandon. The Indians need to be consistent. They've been consistent. If they want to be consistent in all aspects of the games, they've gotten to some losses where it might be 1 or 2 points, and they just got to fix one piece of their game. So they're lacking that, and that's what their focus has been on, is being consistent on serving offense and defense. They need to have a winning mindset. They're facing some big teams throughout their season. Their goal is always to approach each match with a winning mindset no matter who the opponent is. And they need to work together as a team. They'd focus on playing together as one, putting the team before their own personal gains.
And taking a look at the Russia Raiders, sitting at 11-10 on the season.
The Raiders' keys to the game is to spread their offense out. They've always gotten a lot of offense from Ronnie Poling and Carly Scott. To make that tournament trail, make that journey a little bit longer this year, they've got to get more hits out of Hazel Francis and Celeste Borchers, and maybe some back row attacks from Carly Scott and Ronnie Poling. They need to be consistent, just like the Indians do. You know, they might be up. They got a lot of valleys and hills in their game, and they need to be more consistent. And then they also need to bring the energy. So they want to get this Raider crowd into it tonight on senior night.
Thanks to Keel Pizza for bringing those keys to the game in Newport, Ohio. And Hazel Francis hits it. Gill picks it up in the back row. Ball lollipop back over the Raiders' side. Bell going to try to start senior night with a kill. Can't quite get it. Ball goes to the middle. Long volley here. Scott has to set over to Poling, and the senior starts her senior night with a booming kill. Nothing here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And the Raiders earned the 3 seed. Newton earned the 4 seed. We'll talk about the tournament draw as the night progresses here. And Scott the serve, and she serves it right in the net, and Newton gets on the board.
One thing I want to see tonight out of this game, Brandon, is I want to see a lot more kills and aces. I don't want to see service errors. I don't want to see hitting the ball out of bounds. We want to see a good game where the winner wins the game, not the losers give the game up.
Poling, soft touch. Got to be hit flat-footed. Picked up by Francis. Bell takes flat-footed approach. Gill will pick it up. It's out to the left front. Daypor. Go out to Poling. Soft touch for Ronnie Poling's second kill.
Brandon, the good thing about tonight, if you say rap, you got a 50% chance of having the right last name.
You're right, yeah.
This is like playing in baseball when the boys played at the state tournament last year.
Exactly, playing all against all the Yoders.
The Raps and the Yoders.
Ball touch back over, and Emma Daypor is going to get a setter kill.
Emma's done a good job this year, as we've gotten on later, of knowing when to dump that ball over and staying down. She got a couple back row attack infractions early this year, so she's done a good job of staying on her feet to send that ball over.
Ball set in the middle, blocked back on the Newton side. Tip back over, and that's going to be a kill there for number 14, Olivia Rapp. That's our 161st kill of the season. And you talked about Newton beat up the schedule. They lost to Fairlawn. It's a team that Russia had beaten twice. The losses this year for Newton have been to Greenville, Arcanum, Fort Recovery, Preble Shawnee, and Fairlawn. Preble Shawnee and Arcanum split the WOAC at 10-1. And Newton was in third, and that's a kill for Celeste Borchers. You know, I coach at Bradford, so I'm used to calling it the WOAC, as some people call it the WOAC, so.
Either way. I call it WOAC.
Call it the WOAC.
Yeah.
Well, people call it the WOAC, but
yeah.
So call it the WOAC. So Ava Gibson in the serve. Ball picked up. Have to be free balled over by the Raiders. They'll attack out that right front, and that's going to be a kill there for Esty Rapp.
I think the WOAC in volleyball on the top end of the spectrum has gotten a lot better. I think they're top heavy, or they're light on the top, and then everybody else is kind of even out the same. So you've got Arcanum and Preble Shawnee, who unfortunately haven't had a chance. I know a lot of kids on the Arcanum team. I have not had a chance to watch them play yet. But yeah, those and Preble Shawnee, them adding them to that league, I think, after losing Covington and Miami East, helped improve their league.
And there's a double door block there. Give it up to Ronnie Pulling and Emma Mullenkamp. They're tag teaming for that block. Pulling back to serve. 5-3 Raiders out on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And that's going to be a lift there on McKenna Kessling. Take a look, too, at the Newton offense. They run a 6-2. We'll see Kylie Velkoff and McKenna Kessling both set. Velkoff's got 325 set assists coming in. Kessling's got 253. Kessling sets. Battle at the net. Is going to go back on the Raiders side. Gibson sets. Was outside to Scott, and it went long. Oh, no, they'll say there's a touch. Yeah. Okay, initially that flag went up.
And I think the official confirmed with the line judge that there was a touch there.
4 different Raiders with the kill now, Tanya. You said spread that offense out as Pulling serves that long.
One thing I want to watch the next time Ronnie Pulling goes back to serve is she stays aggressive, because she tends to not be aggressive the next time if she misses her serve.
There'll be a wrap into serve. 52 aces on the season. That's going to be a lift on the Raiders on Ava Gibson.
She's setting the precedent now. That's two. That's a double and a lift that we've had called. So she's setting this early.
And that's a smooth ace there.
That was a very nice serve.
Olivia Rapp with the ace. That's her 53rd of the year. And the leader for Newton, and they saw this lead back to 1. There's when the JV contest in 3 games earlier. Nice dig out by Flippo. It was out to Scott. She'll just punch it over. Ani Gill makes a nice play, but nobody can get the second one. Kill for Carly Scott. Gill played all that JV game, too. She's going to be one tired person tonight. She was the main hitter.
She has. Did she play all 3 games?
She did.
Okay, so then she's got 2 left, because they go 5 or do they go 6?
I don't know what they do. I
can't remember.
Interesting. And the Mullenkamp is not going to get the overpass. She hit the net on the follow-through, and that's the right call there by the up judge. She did hit with her wrist.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. Some will let that go, but this
judge has called
official
everything.
She's been pretty tight on the net.
But as long as you're consistent, that's all you pretty much ask for. Scott serves it, dug back out on the Raiders side. Gibson over to Mullenkamp, changing the eye level of the Newton defense, and that's going to be a kill there for Ava Rapp. Back to serve is Sienna Montgomery, the lead kill getter on this team. Gibson will bump it out left front, Scott, and Scott will get the kill. Her game high 3rd kill. Samantha Bell and Emma Dayport come in. They've kind of done this rotation about the last probably 8 games or so, where they pair the 2 seniors, Bell and Dayport, together, and then they put in Mullenkamp and Gibson to play later.
They switched this around just a hair compared to where they started at the beginning. Hazel Francis has worked her way into the lineup. Not much else Emma Dayport could have done there. Forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry.
They're switching their rotation,
They actually moved it about 3. Or I think Emma was 3 rotations around. They switched her and Ava, I believe. And then Hazel worked her way into the lineup.
Soft touch by Carly Scott. Battle at the net now. Someone was in it. I believe it was Hazel Francis, the guilty party. 10-9 now as going back to service Kylie Velkoff, one of the 2 setters featured in this offense. Raiders can't dig it out. It's going to be an ace for Velkoff. And the second ace for Newton. Here's they lead 11-9, and the Raiders can't get it over. Give an ace again to Velkoff, and we got a timeout by Coach Aaron Watkins. We'll take it with them. Our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard: Newton 12, Russia 9. You're on KTELCO Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Out the precision strip timeout. It's a 12-9 Newton Indian lead over Russia here in set 1 on senior night. And you were saying it in the break, Tanya, Newton's really getting going here.
Yeah, they started out a little slow, and the only couple points they had to start the game were service errors by Russia. Then they've had 2 aces since, and now they have a service error. But yeah, they have started getting on a run and are just doing some really good things, not making any mistakes. It's not that they're slamming the ball down like we see Poling do, but they're just being consistent.
Attack out the right front is long off the hands of Ava Rapp. And 2 errors gets the Raiders clawed back within 1. Set at the net. Poling handles it, goes back to Dayport. Going to go out left front over to Hazel Francis. Nice dig by Gill. Dayport back to Poling, and it's a cross-court shot. It's going to go long over Augie Cardani.
Yeah, thank heavens, that's coming after me. That I don't think in that set right there, Ronnie had enough time to get. She wasn't far enough back. It was going to have to be something quick, and I think she just didn't get back far enough to be able to make her normal approach.
No communication on who's got the second ball there, and Newton rattles off 2 straight, their 4th ace of this set. Ava Rapp with that ace.
That's 2 miscommunications by the Raiders right now that they've got to work that out to win this game and make a good tournament run.
Poling with the kill there. That's her 3rd. And Celeste Borcher's going to come in for her cousin, Hazel Francis. There's back at the top of their serve rotation. Back to Courtney Flippo serving. Ball up. It's handled by Velkoff. Goes out to the left side, and it's a combo of blockers there. Ronnie Poling and Samantha Bell combined for the block. Short serve by the Raiders. Gets back to their side. They go out to Bell up front. Dug out. Will have to be free balled over by Ani Gill. Out to Poling, off the tape, and she gets the fortunate bounce that it lands on Newton's side.
In the first rotation when Carly Scott played the back row, she did a phenomenal job of digging in and serve receive, which gives you your best hitter in the front row at the time. So hopefully the Raiders can make a run like that this time too.
Dayport gonna go out up front to Borchers, and Celeste Borchers has 2 kills. And Celeste just plays like her sister Cece, who played 4 years on varsity.
If they can get 4, 5 kills out of Celeste, 4 or 5 out of Hazel, 10 out of Carly, and maybe 13 out of Ronnie Poling, I think that's a good spread for the night. You're going to get like 2 out of Emma and 2 out of Sam.
Just saw Coach Danita Rapp Now one more. If the Raiders get a point here, she's going to call a timeout. Borchers out that left front, but hey, coach, you don't need to call that timeout.
That was an awesome block.
SD Rapp getting that block there. We're not at, or no, Raiders back up 16-15. First block of the night for Newton. And Newton drills one in the net as Ani Gill will come back in on the rotation. And back in is the freshman junior combo of Ava Gibson and Emma Mullenkamp. Raiders have a 2-point edge here, set one on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Ball tight at the net. Nice play by Flippo just to keep it alive. They try to go to Senate Anna Montgomery in the middle, and she's got it. Her first kill of the night. She was second in the Western Ohio Athletic Conference in the WOAC with 247 kills coming in. She's at 248 now.
I'm waiting to see if she can be dominant in a block.
Yeah.
Is what I want to see. You know, we know she can kill the ball, so can she block, you know, and the bad thing for her is she has to move to go up against Carly Scott.
Yeah.
You know, and this rotation right here, the Raiders don't go a lot to the middle or the backside. They're going to go outside a lot to Scott, so you're putting Montgomery on a run. So
that ball blocked back. All right, going to go Celeste Borchers and Emma Mullenkamp. Credit there on the block assist.
One thing the Raiders do have to adjust to is they tip and dump a lot. You know, we've seen a couple hits, but nothing. They're more dumping things back over.
Flat-footed attack does not work, and Coach Danita Rapp will take a precision strip timeout. Thank our sponsor, Precision Strip, for sponsoring all timeouts here on NK Toko Sports this year. Our additional sponsors are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCon, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keel Pizza. This timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip, our player of the game, which Tanya and I will select from Marushi at the end of the game. It's brought to you by NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health System, and our Marushi Live View sponsor is Superior Aluminum. Oh, a 2016 Raider edge here in set one, and they're finding their groove now.
Yes, well, you went through some rotations with Carly Scott in the back row and Ronnie Poling in the front row. That tends to give you a 3-4 point run, you hope. There's Poling serving from her feet.
Yeah, that's a really nice kill there. I'll catch who that was. Was that
Montgomery?
Was that Montgomery? It's her second. Next will put her at 250 on the year. As Gibson makes a nice play just to keep it alive.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I think he thought it was going to go up.
An inadvertent whistle takes the point away from the Raiders.
Boo.
And he anticipated the call. That's why you let that play develop there.
Yep.
A mistake by the official, which they're human too. It takes
They
away what would have been a Raider point, and as they say, ball don't lie.
That girl wants the other play back because she don't get the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Rapp don't want the air she just created.
So Borchers back to serve, and we'll go to the middle of Montgomery, and Montgomery will get the kill as it ball goes off the Raiders scoreboard here. Montgomery now at that magical 250 number. Again, will sure be getting Western Ohio Athletic Conference honors here in the coming week or so. So the tournament draw was Sunday. The Raiders drew the 3 seed. Newton drew the 4 seed. This is a potential district final matchup if each team can win their first three games. Gibson, we got to Mullenkamp. I'll hit outside to Rapp. And that's going to be a kill there for Ava Rapp. 21-19 our score. Montgomery serves in the net. She's got a 3-point edge as Ani Gill comes back in, and Samantha Bell and Emma Daypor come back in the rotation.
Emma Daypor has been very consistent serving this year and being aggressive to go with it. So see if she can finish this off.
Daypor serves. Set middle push, picked up by Poling. Daypor will go over to Scott, off the blockers and down. The 4th kill for Carly Scott. Her and Poling have combined for 8 kills. .23-19 now. And the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Again, we thank you for joining us. And you highlighted Emma Daypor serving, and Emma gets the ace there. Daypor serves, set by Kessling. It's out to Rapp, picked up by Poling. We go out to Samantha Bell for the winner, and it's outside the pin. .24-20 here, coming back in to serve Kylie Velkoff. She had an ace, 2 aces earlier. A dangerous server here, serving one of the strong suits of the Newton Indian attack. And that ball is hit and killed, and game over. 25-20, a kill for Samantha Bell. Russia ahead of Newton, 1-0. We'll take a break, reset the score, and come back with game 2 here next on NK Telco Sports. Set 1 goes to the Russia Raiders, 25-20, and it's back and forth. Seeing the Raiders take the edge there at the end, Tanya. And the up judge going to call that out. I think it was out just by a hair.
Yeah. Yeah, that last game at 25-20, I think, is about where we thought it would finish, or 25. These all, tonight's games are going to be close. This should be, continue to be a good matchup.
And there's an ace there for Ava Rapp. That's her second. Newton's got 5 aces now. They said their serve game's one of their strong suits.
Well, their problem is they're even up right now between their service errors and they're being aggressive, which is fantastic to get aces, but they also had 5 errors in the first game.
Yeah. Carly Scott back to serve. They're showing 2-1 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coburn, Tanya Hammonds bringing the action here, and the Raiders get their 3rd ace. One from Scott. And we talked about just a bit ago how this could be a potential district final. The Raiders have rattled off an impressive 6 straight district finals, or 6 straight district championships. And that's going to be a kill there for number 14, Olivia Rapp. And they're just going to go for their 7th straight district title in postseason run. This is a regular season finale. Back to serve is number 18, Bella Hall, with 51 aces on the year. Poling, flat-footed attack, picked up by Newton. They go on to Daypor, sets, goes over to Hazel Francis, and that goes long.
The Raiders have a good, their first 2 games, first game they're going to face Emmanuel Christian. Their second game is going to be Troy Christian, who only has 3 wins. Setting up a district semifinal game with probably Cedarville with a 15-4 record. Cedarville plays a good schedule when they're
suiting up against Southeastern, Springfield Catholic, probably Urbana out that way. Tri-Village, who doesn't have a winning record as of this past weekend, comes out of the WOAC as well. So they play some good competition in Arcanum and Preble Shawnee and the Newton Indians. So, but I believe the Newton Indians are going to have to go through Fairlawn. Is that correct?
They play either the winner of, as Courtney Flippo gets the 8, they'll play either Covington or Mississinawa Valley. Lehman Catholic's on the other side of that bracket as well. So I would say, for Newton, a harder road to get to that district final than the Raiders. But again, that's the benefit of the Raiders being that 3 seed.
And, Coach Watkins went in with a lot of respect from that super sectional teams and those coaches and the success that we've had the last 8, 9, and I think this is 9th year?
This is his 8th year. But you won 6 straight districts.
Right. So, they know the competition of Laramie twice, Jackson twice, Anna twice, Fairlawn twice, Coldwater, New Bremen, Marion Local, Versailles. Their schedule isn't anything to slouch about. So I think he was tickled pink about that 3rd seed, knowing I got a text message Saturday or Sunday morning at 8 o'clock saying we got the 3 seed. So, he was pretty happy. I think he thought he was going to fall about 5 or 6, wondering if Newton would fall ahead of him, and potentially Cedarville. But the respect that they've earned in the past warrant them the 3rd seed.
Ani Gill with a nice back row attack. We saw that a ton in the JV game.
She was by far one of the standout players in that JV game for the Indians.
That's nice when you have a libero that can back row attack like that. That's a nice asset for the Indians. Raiders go outside to Samantha Bell. Off the blockers. Can anyone get the second one? Montgomery will be able to free ball it. Dayport to the middle to Poling, and she brings and supplies the power there for her 5th kill. Ava Gibson and Emma Mullenkamp come in on that rotation they do with the freshman and junior coming in, the 2 seniors coming out, and Bell and Dayport.
Early or about middle of the season, Coach Watkins did a little flipperooing around, gave Ava Gibson some JV minutes just to maybe get her confidence back. And I think it helped a lot for her. And, they're going to benefit from it in the future with her. Just the more confidence she has, the better she's going to be. And you can see it in her demeanor on the floor.
Tied at 7 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard as Olivia Rapp goes back to serve. Rapp serve just goes long. Not by much, but it does go long as Ronnie Poling back to serve. And 4 seniors being honored here tonight. Samantha Bell on the Dayport, Ronnie Poling, and Carly Scott. Scott, a 4-year player on varsity. Ronnie Poling, a 3-year player. Bell and Dayport, 2-year varsity members, and Montgomery whiffs it into the net.
She had to go across her body to try, and then she tried to cut it back.
Yeah.
I think she got too far on that side of the floor, so trying to cut it back to away from where it was tough, and what she slid in the net. But that was a hamma jamma by Carly Scott, so she put that ball away.
It's the best way to say it right there, Tanya. A 10-7 Raider lead on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard as Poling's serve is out, set to Kessling. Rapp, shot, and be a Raider in the net. It's going to be Celeste Borchers, the guilty party. Rotation coming in. Bella Hall back in, the senior. This is kind of a young team, too. The seniors are Chloe Schellenbarger and Bella Hall and Olivia Rapp, so only 3 seniors.
Velkoff's a senior, too.
Who?
Velkoff.
Velkoff, yes, I did miss her, too. So, but still, those 4 seniors, and you're going to expect someone like Ani Gill to step more into a better role. Lily Scalswell, that was a junior that played JV, is a nice player that will fill in as a senior. Back row attack by Gill. Gibson will set. Go out to Mullenkamp in the right front. Takes a little off it. Picked up by Newton. Battle at the net. Locked back. Tip. Picked up. Can Gibson get to it? No. That's the thing with running that 5-1. You have hits like that, and the setter can't get there in time. Nobody knows who's got that second hit.
Right. That's tough. And, again, that's a communication, and when everything's moving so fast, it sometimes is tough to get that next hit and, hey, go get it. Well, by the time you think about it and it comes out and they go, it's tough. Ooh.
Oh my, what a play by Carly Scott. What a dig, and she comes in.
Right.
Like 2 seconds later, jumps up to
She's
get
making the most
kill.
of her senior night, so.
12-9 here on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And the ball is in the hallway here. Emma Dayport back to serve. First serve. In the middle there, a nice quick set in the middle over there to Bella Hall.
You know, it is senior night for the Raider volleyball players and the cross-country team members and the golf team. So we want to wish the cross-country team good luck on Saturday at the Shelby County Athletic League meet, and the boys golf team good luck at state tomorrow. So Felix and Jude, our senior boy golf members that weren't here tonight, they're over in Columbus already, getting wined and dined and
yeah. Having a nice night over there. And
yeah,
Samantha,
that's exciting.
Samantha Bell with the kill, but hey, you mentioned it, exciting times for Rushi. Just talked about the success that's happened for the athletics here the past few years. Going to state for the first time in golf history, which is pretty impressive.
And by 6 strokes, so there were some pretty good scores that night. I think Felix Francis shot a 77 maybe.
Yeah.
I think Braylon and Jude maybe were at 84.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Because Braylon had an eagle on his last hole, coming at an 84. So, they won. They qualified by 6 strokes. So against a good Botkins team and a good Laramie team, who they all kind of floated around.
Yeah. Actually, the team that got third in that district was Newton.
Yes. Which they were dangerous going into that.
Yeah.
They were concerned about them.
Yeah. That's congratulations again to the Raiders. Again, just the athletic success they've had just over the past 3 school years. 2 a state title in baseball in 2022 and a follow-up with the state runner-up. The basketball team makes the Final Four last year, and Ronnie Pulling gets the kill, and now the boys making it in golf. So some of these players, like some of these guys like Felix Francis, has played in 3 state tournaments in a calendar year.
Right.
Which pretty remarkable. And so has Braden Monin, and running in cross as an individual, and the cross postseason starts this week.
Yes, because he ran in the state meet as a sophomore.
Yep, as an individual.
So he's been in 4.
Yep, he has been in 4.
And hopefully this will be his 5th in cross country this year. They've had a ton of success. And, on the girls' side, we've had 2 regional appearances in softball. We've had how many regional appearances in volleyball and
1 in basketball
last year, and
been good times for the Raiders.
I have to say, when it was exciting when I was a senior in high school, we made it to the districts. We won the districts in basketball, and that is the first time we'd made it out of sectionals, I think, since 1976 maybe? Or won the district since 76?
Yeah, if you look up there on the banner, 76 and 92.
So, that was exciting. We thought that was the greatest thing, but these kids have, the expectations, they've made them much higher, and it's so exciting to be a Raider right now.
And Montgomery's hit just falls in. Nice call by the line judge there, as Montgomery gets her 6th kill at 16-14 Rushi here in the second set on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Set 1 was won by the Raiders 25-20. Again, say Rushi's the 3 seed. They'll play Emmanuel Christian on Tuesday, October 17th at 5:30 p.m. at Troy High School. As Bell's hit his block back, it goes to Pulling, and Pulling will put it away.
It'll be interesting to see in the next couple years what happens with volleyball compared to what's happening with basketball right now, as far as your seedings are going through max preps. And many coaches in this area use max preps for their volleyball stats, or they use Huddle. Then in the Northwest region for basketball, they're using high seed as the site
Yeah.
that's hosting the site for that tournament for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see if this filters over to volleyball. That already happens in baseball and softball as far as hosting early on.
Well,
it saves the state money.
And they expanded it to the district semifinals
Oh,
this
they
year
did.
as well in baseball, as there'll be a kill there for Rapp. It's 18-15 Raiders for Olivia Rapp, that is. And they've expanded it.
Did they
You
do
used
it
to
for
be able to host the
softball, too?
first. I don't know if they did it for softball last year, but for last year for baseball, they had the first 2 sectional games, at home like it's always been. And then they expanded the district semifinals. So you had to get to the district finals to get to a neutral site. So that was a change they made last year on the baseball spectrum.
Could you imagine seeing our new facility, but I don't have a name of what the new facility is going to be called. Maybe they know, but I don't know at this point. Can you imagine the kind of crowds it would be for volleyball and basketball?
Very good. Yeah.
That would be so exciting.
Carly Scott with the kill, but the Northwest has always done the first 2 rounds have been hosted.
Yes.
Usually at a higher seat. So New Bremen's going to host some games. Minster's going to host a 1 game guaranteed, and so they've done that for years. We'll be covering some of those games on NK Telco. It'll probably be the only postseason games we do, but
right.
We're closing out our regular season tonight here on NK Telco Sports with volleyball, with our game going on now, and there's a game in Minster and Coldwater right now. So we're closing out the regular season here tonight with a couple tournament games, and then we'll be on to basketball. And there's a tip there. Initially dug out by the Raiders. There'll be a kill for Kessling. Kiesling. But as we said, too, this is the last varsity volleyball game in this Claire C in Avo Gymnasium. I'm sure maybe eventually in the years later they'll do maybe if you want to call it a throwback game.
Yep.
Because this gym has had so many great moments, and I've referenced it a few times throughout the volleyball year. I'll be more nostalgic when it'll be basketball season and it'll be the last games here, but
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little choked up, Brandon, because I played in here.
Yeah. You remember the first year it opened?
I was probably in about the 2nd or 3rd grade, so I do remember. I actually remember basketball games being hosted at Versailles. So I remember going there for a basketball game for homecoming. But I hear stories from my dad about playing in the old gym, the little gym, and using the dungeon area and using those when he played, and then him going on to Versailles and playing, or they hosted a home game at Fairlawn one time, basketball game. But it was, Claire C's got a lot of great memories, and volleyball, and, I want to say it was Laramie about 2-3 years. It wouldn't have been COVID. I think it would have been either right after COVID, but, this gym was packed, and we're getting so many more kids that are involved in so many different sports. Tonight, there's the Bradford Pumpkin Show where the band is participating. Junior high's playing volleyball tournament over at Fairlawn. So there's a lot of other activities going on that bring your crowd down. But we have had a good crowd for senior night, and it's fun. So hopefully these girls can pull off a win and have some more great memories.
Ball goes in the middle. Ball picked up by Daypor. And over to Scott. Scott going to try to put it away again. Great defense by Newton. Gill sets it out that left front. Daypor goes back out to Scott, and she puts it away. That's the 9th kill for Carly. And it puts the Raiders on set point here. 24-18. They won set 1 25-20. Going to take the 2-0 lead. That ball's just long, and the Raiders have a 2-0 lead. Winning 25-20, 25-18. We'll step back and come back with set 3 action. You're next on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here on NK Toko Sports, we'd like to remind you that NK Toko Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity volleyball action on NK Toko Cable or the NKT.TV app. You can catch the replay of this game tomorrow, October 13th at 5:30 p.m. and on Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, October 26th at 6 p.m. and October 28th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktoko.com/sports. So a 25-18 victory there for Russia, and this is the point you don't want to get complacent here, Tanya.
No, the Raiders want to keep rolling and just finish this in 3 games, not take this on because, you let teams stay around, bad things happen.
And a nice save by Newton. They're going to get the Raiders all out of system here, and that ball blocked, back by Montgomery. Great defense by both teams. Really a war of attrition for this first point. Francis's cross-court shot picked up by SD Rapp. And that long overpass goes out of bounds. Great defense by both sides.
There were some great reactions in that game in that volley right there to pick up, keeping the ball alive and finishing out that point.
Scott serve. The outside, dug out by Scott. Dayport going to have to go a long way to get it. Back row attack by Scott, didn't clear. Just didn't get the tip of the tape.
Call that 4? You call that a lift, or what do you call that when she catches the ball? They called 4, but
yeah,
you could call it a lift.
You could. Yeah. It really doesn't matter.
Decide what you want to call.
Tomato, tomato.
Yep.
Pulling whiff, swing and a miss. And they're going to call that one a double.
No, yeah.
Prime opportunity for Ronnie Pulling to slam one away. Don't see her not execute that a lot. She go down that 10-foot line, dug out by Newton. Set to go to the middle. Pulling blocks it back on the Newton side, and you got to be a little smarter seeing Pulling hawking right over them. Just bring it over. Ball to Samantha Bell. Dug out nicely by Newton in the back row. Long volley here. Hazel Francis cross-court shot. Dug out by Ani Gill. Rapp pushes it over for the point for Newton. Olivia Rapp with the kill.
That tends to be one of the Raiders' weak points, sometimes is a dump, especially in the middle there. Not as much when they're on the left side and dumping right behind the block, but in a scenario where it's going to the middle.
An ace in there for Ava Rapp, and you make a good point. That's something that setter Jenna Barhorse did a lot from Larmy on Tuesday. She had 4 or 5 kills in a 3-set match for a setter. Rapp back to serve. Francis, soft touch, and it falls.
A lot of that is just your reaction and seeing the ball, and the more you play. And
yeah. And it's Hazel Francis's first kill of the night. And Ani Gill mishandled it. That's the 4th ace of the night for Courtney Flippo.
You got to find a way to get Francis probably 3 or 4.
Yeah. Dayport set over to Poling. The net. And they'll set it back. They'll go over to Bell. In the middle. Blocked back on the Newton side. They'll free ball it over. Scott to Daypor. Going the outside to Celeste Borchers, and
nice
she gets the
pickup.
kill.
Hall almost had that.
Yeah. It was a nice struck ball, too, by Borchers. We're knotted back up at 4.
The one thing in volleyball that can be pretty deceiving, and we talk about stats a lot, just to kind of, gauge where people are. But if you only go 3 games on a lot, you may not see Laramie have near the kills as you see. I'm just going to throw Rushi out there as an example. If they go 5 games, because of the number of games.
Yeah.
If you defeat teams, so that can be kind of deceiving when you go in for post-season honors or end-of-the-year honors.
Well, and I think a lot of people, too, will take a look at that,
Sure.
average
Sure.
and their hitting percentage and things like that. They'll take that into account.
Those are things you got to gauge, too, and on those kind of things when you're, year-end voting and things like that.
And I think, too, you take a look at who you play. I think Kate Sherman has the record for aces, which she earned it. She's a very good server. But I think it would happen against Dayton Jefferson last year. And they struggled to pick up any serves or anything. But, that stuff just happens. It does. And that ball's hit long by Celeste Borchers.
I'm a little surprised we didn't get a net call. I think
Yeah.
Paul hit the top of the net but I think the up official had already moved her head towards the ball, was following the ball instead.
7-5. Nice serve, a screamer from Bella Hall. That's her 52nd ace of the season. So they got some.
That's a good amount.
Yeah. You take a look at this. A couple of the aces. She's got 51 coming in. Olivia Rapp had 52. Some girls that could really swing it as Hall then has an error and Ani Gill will come back in.
And I have them for 10 service errors for tonight.
How many does the Raiders have?
3.
3? Yeah. Ava Gibson comes in. Gibson to serve. Set goes in the middle. Nice dump play there. Just a little off speed by Olivia Rapp. Her 5th kill. Bringing back in is McKenna Kessling to do some setting here for Velkoff as they switch off here in this 5-1 offense they run here. Esty Rapp back to serve. Not a very crisp first pass, and I think Gibson's going to be called for in the net.
Called a back row attack.
Oh.
And she did.
Yeah. She can't leave the ground.
Her,
She can't leave the ground to jump set. Yeah.
She can't break that plane above
the
basically
net.
the white.
Ball tracked down by the Raider defense. Soft touch by Poling. Back out, and it's going to be put away by Celeste Borchers. And they're going to call a net violation too, but I'm going to give Celeste Borchers the kill.
Agreed.
As well. Her 4th of the night. And that's what you talked about. Tanya, you talked about a 5-6 range maybe for kills. They're at 4 now, and there's an ace for Poling.
You want to be positive on the positive side of service between airs and aces. And right now the Raiders are at 6 aces and 3 airs. So they're at a +3 where the Indians are at a negative. So they have more airs than aces.
And Sienna Montgomery had been quiet for a while, gets another kill. Her team high 7. Carly Scott's the game high with 9. Ronnie Poling tied with Montgomery with 7. And they got a whole pack behind them. Back to serve, Olivia Rapp. And it's long. And there's another service ace. Again, like you said, Tanya, something that's plagued the Indians here.
Right, they're very aggressive and they go after it, but that comes along with some errors. But when you're trying to get back into a game and keep yourselves alive, you've got to maintain and be consistent.
And there's a nice back row attack there from Olivia Rapp. She has 6 kills now. And the 10 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coburn and Tanya Hammonds. In the regular season finale for the Raiders, the Newton Indians will go back on play home against Houston on Saturday. Close out their regular season schedule before they start tournament at Arcanum High School on October 18th. Gibson goes out to Mullenkamp, and it can't clear. We're knotted back up at 11.
I was going to say a bad thing for the Indians right now was Montgomery and Olivia Rapp in the back row. However, Olivia Rapp had 2 back row attacks in that rotation, so that seems to be their more dominant rotation, is when those 2 are in the front row together.
Bonnie Gill back in as Montgomery goes out, and the Raider combo, senior combo of Bell and Dayport come back in. And Dayport in the serve, will be the setter now. Great attack, but an even better dig there by Courtney Flippo.
Wow on both sides.
Aaron Carly Scott did not get a good angle. Her left hand was going to get there, but her right hand wasn't. Punch shot unsuccessful there.
You know, Hall put that ball away, and Flippo just took it back up. So
yeah. We saw it tied at about this point early in the first game. The Raiders eventually ran away with it. Hazel Francis the attack, dug out Gill. Gill getting a back row attack, dug out Flippo. Poland gonna go outside to Bell, dug out Gill again. Soft touch, Dayport going to Poling, back row attack. At the net, can Francis put it away? No, long volley continues, and Bell tried to get it, but a lift there, and rightly called there by the official.
We should have got an A for effort.
Yeah. 13-12 now, our score. Francis gets it, and there's going to be a lift on Dayport. Coach Aaron Watkins going to call a precision strip timeout again, thanking our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports. They're Curage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keel Pizza. This timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. Our play to the game, which Tanya and I will bring you at the conclusion of this game from Rushi, is brought to you by NK Telco. Our mid and post-game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our Rushi Live View sponsor is Superior Aluminum. Again, thank all those sponsors as we're winding down our fall sports coverage. And we'll have some, playoff football coming up. It looks like Minster's going to get a home game probably. If Bremen gets a home game, we'll be covering those for sure.
Is this weekend the last weekend?
Next week.
Next week's the last week.
Scott trying to put the ball away. Great Newton defense here in the past few points. Soft touch. Hazel Francis makes a nice play. Rapp gets a touch. Ava Rapp with her third kill.
With all that ping pong play going on there, Flippo got drug into the middle of the play, and Rapp sending it back deep, couldn't get back to get it.
Scott takes control, gets that ball. Dayport gets it out to Poling. Didn't hit the light. And that ball is long on that cross-court attack. Raiders needed something like that. Now need to get a little bit of a run here. You want to close this out in 3 if you're Coach Watkins.
Well, we've talked in the past about Cardi Scott being an aggressive server, and that puts Ronnie Poling in the front row, so that's a good combination. Like I said earlier, Scott has done a great job in the back row tonight.
Bell's attack picked up. Newton gonna get that ball to go in. SD Rapp with the kill. Her third of the night. Newton with a 3-point edge, trying to stave off elimination here. They're ahead by 3 are the Indians. First set was 25-20, and there's an ace for Newton for Ava Rapp. Her 4th ace of the night. It's 25-20 set one for Rushi, and it was 25-18 Rushi the second set. Poland to Dayport. And they go for the reliable Ronnie Poling like she has so many times. And she scores.
You know, she is your go-to. When you want to put the ball away, you've got to go to Ronnie Poling. You know, in the past, she hasn't had to play that role, but she does this year, and she's done very well, and will probably get some all-league honors and district and maybe even some state honors.
And the dump works there by Velkoff, her first kill. 18-14 Newton ahead.
You know, I have the Indians with 7 kills for this game, and the Raiders only with 4, so that's kind of distinctive of what the score is.
Well, that ball's in. The Raiders just assuming that the Indians been struggling here with some serving, and Coach Aaron Watkins, another precision strip timeout. They trail Newton 19-14 in set 3 here on NK Telco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
An efficient Newton Indians squad this third set. They're ahead 19-14, trying to avoid a sweep by the Raiders. Poling. Oh, what a pickup by Newton. They have to free ball it over, but they'll take that. Dayport back to Poling. She wasn't going to be denied this time.
She's not happy now, Brandon.
No.
She went up with authority on that one.
She went up with authority with that first one, too, and Newton was able to somehow dig it out.
Velkoff was standing in the right place at the right time, essentially.
We have a Gibson in. Raiders need a run here, trying to end this game in a sweep.
Very nice spot.
And soft touch is going to work. Yeah, that's, I believe, was Rapp there.
That was a great spot by Gibson, sending that and deep in the corner, and Rapp had to play that high, which probably took her out of getting ready for a big kill, but she set it up and just dumped it.
Raiders miscommunication. Who's got that ball? Molenkamp sends it long. 21-15 our score. Raiders need a run here. Newton looking to force game 4. They're 4 points away from it. Poling goes to Molenkamp. Battle at the net. Gibson sets, left front, Borchers. And go back to Rapp, and it's touched by Gibson. And Olivia Rapp with the kill. Her 8th. And a 22-15 Newton advantage. Gibson, they go out to Molenkamp, and their shot won't clear. Newton crawling closer to forcing that 4th game. Serve handled by Flippo. Gibson gonna go out to Poling. Picks it up. Go in the middle, Montgomery. Nice save by Flippo. Back to Poling. Her shot is down for a kill, her 10th kill.
Courtney Flippo defensively played really well this whole game, actually. Other than a couple miscommunications, but that's not all her. So, but those are things they got to work out, and they need to really work out this end of the season. You can't be having that this late in the season.
Rapp, ball's dug out by Poling.
Very nice
shot by Scott. And Raiders get a couple kills back to back, and they're trailing 23-17 on that First National Bank Pink First scoreboard. Pulling serve, picked up by Ani Gill. They go in the middle of Montgomery. Her shot never cleared. Now the Raiders trying to piece together a late run. And the first set 25-20.
Coach Rapp is trying to get them calmed down, the Indians calm down, and tell them just to keep playing their game and keep playing consistent right now.
Pulling, not going to go with the jump serve. It's an overpass, and Borchers puts it away. Coach Rapp going to call that timeout. Again, all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Newton ahead, 23-19 here on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here out the Precision Strip timeout. It's a 23-19 Newton advantage. Raiders rattle off 3, and Coach Rapp gets what she wanted out of that timeout and the service error from the Raiders.
That's the first service error for the Raiders for this game.
Oh, was that a bad time? Set point for Newton. Scott off the blockers, and the Raiders stave off elimination from this set. 11th kill by Scott. Raiders have to rattle off 4 more of those. They want to stay alive, at least for a little longer and force overtime. So Borchers back to serve. In the middle of Montgomery, and Montgomery puts it away. And Newton forces a game 4. We'll step aside, come back with game 4 action here next on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Back here, some more volleyball here. 4th set action between Rushi and Newton. And Newton took that set, Tanya, 25-20. So a contrast there. Newton really turned it on there, went on a run there in the middle of the
about
third
12 to 12. Is that about where it was?
Yeah. And they took the game over. Rapp will start the service, trying to force a decisive 5th game as there's the middle. Soft touch up the net. And there's a kill for number 18, Bella Hall.
They're hitting the Raiders' vulnerability spots right now, and which gave them that last game.
And an ace there for Newton. Ace going to go to number 12, Ava Rapp. That's her 5th ace of the night. So Francis has got to just tip it over. Newton just looks more fluent as a team right now than the Raiders here. Scott punch shot, and the Raiders get the point. What was Coach Watkins wanting there?
I think he was wanting a 4 call.
referees calling that the ball was touched on a block. The Raiders on serve, receive, and defense got to make it a little more easy for Emma Dayport. They're making her run around right now, and it's getting a little tough to pick up some balls and give them a good set.
That's easier right there, and a good sequence by 3 of the Raiders seniors on the floor. Scott, Dayport, Poland. Ronnie Poling now with 11 kills. We're knotted up at 2 on that First National Bank first scoreboard. Raiders are about due for an ace. Newton's really edged them out in the ace game. There's a nice soft touch there by Olivia Rapp. Her 9th kill. Seemed high for her. She had 160 kills coming in. Did Olivia Bella Hall back to serve.
She's got a wonky rotation on her serve.
Hazel Francis gets a big kill there. That's her second of the night.
It's moving, not going top to bottom. It's like all over the place, and you can see it, and it makes it difficult to receive.
Courtney Flippo, the libero, back to serve. Outside, and ball goes long for SD Rapp. We got a lot of girls that'll be back next year. SD Rapp's a sophomore, Ani Gill's a sophomore, Cindy Montgomery's a junior, Ava Rapp's a junior, Lieutenant Kessling's a junior. Quite a bit of talent that Newton will even return next year. They try to disguise that in Montgomery, and Poland puts it away. Dozen kills for Ronnie. And senior night here, 4 seniors being honored, as we mentioned multiple times. Samantha Bell, Emma Dayport, Ronnie Poland, and Carly Scott being honored here tonight. Prior to the game, Raiders get an overpass. Set up to run the slide play, and they ran that to perfection. Great communication by Dayport and Poland.
Not sure the Indians saw that one coming. There was a little overlap between Bell and Poling there, but they executed it well and got the kill.
I'll tell you what, one thing at Newton's, so they don't really get the blockers tonight. They only have 1 block tonight.
Right.
Don't really get much touches.
They're not super effective at it. Nice setup for Samantha Bell.
Ball at the net, and this is Ronnie Poling's world, and we're just living in it right now.
It's a fun world.
Yeah. It's a 7-3 Raider advantage on the First National Bank first scoreboard. Courtney Flippo will be back to serve.
Ronnie's a ton of fun to watch, as was her sister Larissa. She was a great volleyball player, and I could go back and watch old games of her. She was phenomenal.
The blockers. It's back to Bell. Shot to push it over. Dug out by the Indians. Rapp on the soft touch. Block back on the Newton side. They'll try to go long ways to SD Rapp, but not a very clean set.
Right now the Raiders got to anticipate. Emma Dayport's got to anticipate a dump behind. She might as well just move up, because it's more. It's a higher percentage that they're going to dump right behind the block. So if I was her, I would already start my way up towards behind the block to cover.
9-3 our score. That ball hit long by Santa Montgomery. It wasn't a bad hit. It just sailed.
I don't think she followed through.
Yeah.
Sure, her wrist, she stopped.
Both serves. Off. Set. The blockers. We're going to go back to Bell, and that'll be a kill for Samantha Bell. Her 3rd kill of the night. And we got a position strip timeout here by Coach Danita Rapp. And we'd like to again tell you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity volleyball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on channel 156, October 13th at 5:30 p.m. on channel 3, or in HD on channel 503, October 26th at 6 p.m. and October 28th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. And we're glad, this is a Raider regular season finale. We're glad that you joined us, myself, Tanya Hammonds, Tim Kearns throughout the year. We're glad that you guys were able to tune in to all three of us bring you all the Raider action. We'll take a little hiatus, but we'll be back for the basketball season at the end of next month.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun and a lot of good Raider basketball. You got a highly anticipated Russia boys team coming back off a state appearance. You got new girls coach Michael Bayshore. Is going to get his team. I believe they start, what, is it next Friday or the next one after that?
They start in 2 Fridays, so the 28th-ish.
Montgomery with the kill. So
yes.
We'll bring you all Rushi home games. We'll be here on NK Toko. So if you've enjoyed watching the Raiders during the volleyball season, you can tune into that. Our other schools are Jackson Center, Botkins, Sydney, New Knoxville, New Bremen, and Minster, all on our key motion camera. Also do some Ohio Northern as well, and some other schools like Marion, Anna, Lehman, Laramie. You can actually, if you buy the Rushi package, you can unlock those games that will be at Botkins and Jackson Center, Minster, New Bremen. If the Raiders happen to be on the road.
Opening weekend, the Raiders should be on. The Lady Raiders should be on both nights.
And they just missed a clear net violation, and I think that judge is going to have to go to confessional because she said no. And that was about pretty clear.
She's lying.
But it doesn't matter. As they say again, ball don't lie. And Emma Mullenkamp with the kill. You get the point. I guess just shrug it off
it's all
now.
Good.
But
have some high blood pressure in the stands and on the bench. The Lady Raiders start off with Sydney on opening night on Thanksgiving weekend on that Friday night. So they travel to Sydney, and then the Raiders will be home on Saturday evening against Minster. So opening weekend should be exciting. We'll have her on NK Telco on for both games. So that will be, see what the Raiders are all about, and can't come out and watch them. Watch them on NK Telco, and maybe you'll hear both of us.
Yeah, we'll certainly be flying around. I mean, we're planning on doing a lot of the Rushi games together, both boys and girls. As Craig Fissinger isn't going to do as many games as he has in the past, but
he might just trickle in a little bit. I don't know that he can leave.
He'll trickle in a little bit. I know he will. I know there's a few games that I cannot make, so I know he will definitely make his appearance. I was going to contact him about some games.
You got a joust at the net. Pulling win in the joust.
Ronnie Pulling with her 15th kill. Now it seems like this energy that Newton had all of a sudden just
fizzled out
away.
Yeah.
It's 15 of 4, and here in set 4.
When you get into you work so hard to get back to that last game and win that third game, and then you come to the Raiders aren't anything to slouch about. So that's a tough opponent. So now you got to try to beat them 2 more games. It can wear you out. Maybe that's what they're dealing with right now.
Gibson goes in the middle, Pulling.
And they're dealing with Ronnie Pulling.
And she is just taken off. 16 kills now, matching the number up on the board. And again, Rushi will be back in action against Emmanuel Christian Tuesday, October 17th at 5:30 p.m. at Troy High School. Trying to win their 7th consecutive district championship. And a block, a combo tag team block from Mullenkamp and Celeste Borchers.
Mullenkamp and Borchers really have to concentrate on that outside to get more consistent blocking. You're blocking up against the best hitter usually from the other team. They've really got to focus on that to give the Raiders defense in the back row some help.
Ball set to Montgomery in the middle, off the blockers and down for a point. So Montgomery in double digits now with 10 kills.
There, Borchers and Scott really got to push, and Montgomery is a fantastic hitter. She's got a lot of power, and she's got long arms. So you've really got to time her up well and push back to get that block to go back over the net.
Montgomery gets an ace. It's 17-7 Raider to lead on the First National Bank first scoreboard. Trying to put away the Indians for their 12th win of the season, which will guarantee them an over 500 season.
Good hustle by Gibson.
Nice wrap. Nice jig by Pulling. Gibson's got to stay out the net, and she can't quite. Her error got caught in there. I like to talk about Coach Watkins is in his 8th season. He's the all-time leader in wins here at Russia. He's done a nice job building the program. He puts in a lot of time. He puts in a lot of effort. It's always great to talk to. He's realistic with you. He doesn't, sugarcoat things, which is nice to hear in this world today. And that's a kill for Montgomery. Digging that out, but he's realistic, tells you how it is, and he cares about the program. He cares not only about the program, but about the community.
He
which
does.
is nice to see.
He does. I hate to see how many miles he's put on his car.
Yeah.
Because not only is he here for volleyball games, he's here for basketball games, he's here for softball games. He's, girls and boys, if he's got an open night, he's got his own work life and he's got his own personal life. But he truly cares about these girls, this community, and we're excited to see what the future brings and excited that he's going to be here longer. So
yeah, very excited.
And Coach Strunk and Coach Haffer and we got one more down there. Who else we got down there?
Coach Grillo,
Coach Grillo. She's been through the program herself, so it's exciting, and Raider volleyball looks bright. Our 8th graders won their first round of the tournament this evening, so they advanced to the second round on Saturday. We've got a lot of great talent coming in that class. They did not win the league, however, they've been pretty successful.
Gibson going to go outside to Scott, outside the precision strip timeout. Inside of the net. Camp gets it, Gibson out to Scott, and that ball never cleared. Newton's rattled off 5 straight points. Now it's the point where the Raiders, you got to put it away now. You maybe need that air. Newton's shored up the serve game here lately. Haven't had a service error in a while. For the Raiders, you're hoping that law of averages evens out here soon.
They've played to stay in the game right now.
And a nice soft touch by Carly Scott. Baker's dozen kills for her.
One thing we talked early about was the up judge was calling a lot of twos, calling a lot of lifts. And now, Coach Watkins been a little upset that it seems like that the Newton setters are getting away with a lot of doubles.
Yeah. Nice dig by Gibson. Hazel Francis will play it up the net. Nice dig by Borchers. Chance for the Indians. Block back to the net. Molenkamp to Gibson. Back out to Molenkamp, and a nice swing by Emma Molenkamp.
Hazel Francis really played well in that. In that volley right there. She made a lot of good plays, some blocks, some pickups.
It's 19-11. 6 points away from ending this. And that's going to be a killer in the middle there for Bella Hall. Her 3rd of the night. Football going to rotate in for the Raiders. Serve Kylie Velkoff. And the 2 setters that Newton will use. Ball overpass, picked up by the Raiders. Tight at the net, and it's going to be an error. Hasn't been crisp lately for the Raiders.
No.
Coach Watkins wanting his team to finish strong on senior night.
No. And that right there, Ava Gibson is young. And that ball right there probably should have went to the outside to give him some time. Give the hitter some time to go.
That's an ace there for Velkoff.
And Newton doesn't seem like a team that you can let hang around.
No. 17-7 at one point. He's on a little bit of a run, trying not to go here in this elimination game off the blockers and out of bounds for a point. Carly Scott with the kill. 14 now for her. Raiders get to 20 finally. Seems like they were 17-7. Well, it's been a 7-3 run for Newton as that veteran rotation now is in for the Raiders. With the 4 seniors on the floor right now, and if you're Russia, it'd be nice to end that way.
Absolutely.
With that rotation. But a nice kill in the middle. Bella Hall has really come through here as a good middle hitter here in the last set.
The fun thing about senior night is seeing all the brothers and sisters of the kids come and support them, and these 4 put a lot in, and Emma and Samantha haven't always been on the varsity squad playing.
but they've put their time in the JV team and mentoring some of these kids to come up, and it's been fun watching them play this year and getting the opportunity.
Ball over pass, Pulling sets to Dayport. Back to Pulling. And like she's done so many times here at Claire Cinevo Gymnasium, Ronnie Pulling with another kill, her 17th.
Does she get a COVID year? Like, can we keep her another year?
Yeah. Well, you think those guys were freshmen when the middle of the pandemic was going on.
Yes.
Pass game, the last varsity game here at the Claire Gymnasium. Tanya and I were talking that there's probably going to be some throwback game here eventually as the years progress on. So as Francis puts it away, Coach Watkins screams out in jubilation there, all happy.
Can we announce to the crowd, we will see you next year in the new facility?
Yeah, and hoping that'll all go good as the seniors exiting for the last time on the Dayport, Samantha Bell, Brooklyn Meyer, and Issy Chapman are going to come in the ball game. Watkins making his substitutions so his girls can get honored. And that's going to be an ace. Carly Scott puts us on the precipice here.
He better not take her out. We don't finish this thing off. Oh, he is.
He's going to take out his seniors here, put in Ella Fippo and Kylie Dosek to give them a well-deserved round of applause. Match point here as the new future of Raider volleyball here after this year is on the floor. Ella Flippo gets the go from the up judge. Pops up the serve here. And we'll say it's in here for Kylie Velkoff. Well, that's a good way to try to end it too. Everyone gets a little honor there at
Absolutely.
the end.
That's, get your seniors a little extra recognition.
Bella Hall. Serve, and it goes in the net. That's game. Rushi takes it in 4 sets. They take it 25-20, 25-18, 20-25, and 25-16. As Tanya wraps up the final stats, and as we get ready for our post game here, and talk about some of our sponsors, because without them we would not be able to bring you this action here on NK Telco Sports. Our sponsors are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schulerman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assistant Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. Keys to the game, Kilo Pizza. Timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Our player of the game, which Johnny and I will name here in a second from Rouge, is brought to you by NK Telco. Our big post-game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our Rouge Live View sponsor is Superior Aluminum. And with our mid and post-game stats powered by Grand Lake Health Systems, Tanya Hammonds.
Unofficially, Brandon, for the Newton Indians, I have them with 33 kills, 12 aces, 14 service errors, and 4 blocks. Like we discussed, their blocking game wasn't stellar. It really wasn't effective tonight, which to beat the Raiders with the combination of Scott and Pulling, that's one thing that you have to be on. For the Raiders, we had them unofficially with 45 kills, 7 aces, 5 service errors, and 12 blocks. And their blocking game is getting better. I was seeing with Molenkamp there and Hazel Francis. So going into the postseason, hopefully their blocking game continues to get better, and they can shut some teams down offensively.
So a win here tonight for Rouge. They advanced to 12-10 on senior night. Newton drops to 15-6. Newton will travel Saturday to play Houston for their first tournament game, either against Covington or Mississinawa Valley. Rouge will be next in action on Tuesday, October 17th against Emmanuel Christian as they advance to 12-10. One more order of business before we leave. That's our player of the game, brought to you by NK Telco, and our player of the game is going to be
Emma Daypor. Emma has done a fantastic job this year. They had her a little busy there for a while. She was having to hustle after some balls and things tonight, but she's done a fantastic job as a Raider setter this year. She's been a delight to watch, and we look forward to watching her this postseason as the Raiders make a tournament run and see what happens from there.
For the final time here, the Rouge Raiders defeat the Newton Indians in 4 sets. I'd like to thank our crew here tonight. For Austin Amberg, back in the station. For Tanya Hammonds, I'm Brandon Coburn saying we'll catch you here next time in the new gym next year for
it's
volleyball.
It's going to be awesome, Brandon.
In the new gym. But we'll be here back for basketball here soon. We'll catch you here next time on NK Telco Sports.